I'm so excited to introduce you to Crystal Franks. We met a few years ago when she came to see us and had tried so many things and just was not feeling better. I remember the first time we met, told me she felt like her body was failing her. And she was just at a point where she didn't feel good no matter what she did. She looks a lot like you guys, mom, keeping up with her kids, working too as well. And she said looking back, she had noticed things had been declining for several years, but she had just accepted that was her normal. I love her bravery and just her willingness to really do the work and fight for her health and her family.
I was experiencing kind of whispers of something going on. Like I knew something wasn't right. I didn't feel good. I'm a working mom with 4 kids. And so needless to say, my life is very hectic. And I was still able to function. So, I just didn't take time to go seek any help. I just pushed through every day. And then COVID hit. And like most people, you can imagine that everybody kind of experienced additional stressors during that time. So I started doing the distance learning with my kids at home. I was trying to remote work at home while they were home. That summer, I had an emergency appendectomy. And right after that, I found out that my job was going to end. So I had this period of a very stressful situation. And then I had what I thought was just a really bad stomach bug that put me in the hospital. And that was kind of the beginning of this 6 months of frequent hospital visits. Got diagnosed with celiac disease, and that's an autoimmune disease that attacks your small intestine and is triggered by gluten. So I went gluten-free, but my health just really continued to deteriorate. Found out that I had a perforated intestine, which resulted in an emergency surgery where they took out 6 inches of my small intestine. And so during this 6-month period, it was primarily in bed. I was taking steroids and antispasmodic medications, but I still could hardly eat anything. I just couldn't participate in life. It was Halloween, and we were having a get-together at our house because it's something we did every year. We love Halloween. It's our favorite holiday. And I had started getting sick. I was nauseous and dizzy. My heart rate had accelerated to the point where I had to go to the ER. And I had an amazing community. I was having food delivered, so I said, just come over, just take my kids trick-or-treating so they don't have to miss out. And I'm so thankful I had that community of support, but I was really, really sad to not be able to participate myself. I had so many instances of that over that 6-month period of just not being able to do anything. So I had been seeing several gastrointestinal specialists locally and even at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester. No one was able to explain why my symptoms were so severe. And also, I was not given any direction on how to get better beyond eliminate gluten from my diet, which I had already done. And you sort of begin to lose hope that you're ever going to get better and that this is your life now. I was willing to do anything if I could just find someone to figure out could solve this problem of what was going on. And you definitely start to look at other alternatives and what's out there. And that is when I found functional nutrition services. When I had my first call with Jeanette, it felt like she knew exactly what was going on, or that at least she gave me enough confidence to figure out we can figure out what's happening. Like, you are not this anomaly or this weird case that no one can figure out. What Functional Nutrition Resources did was they were able to take all this data and look at everything that I had been going through and every test that I had received, plus their own testing, and pull that together and really figure out a plan to help get me back on my feet. And not only do they just give you this plan, they like hold your hand through the whole process. In about 6 months after working with Functional Nutrition Resources, we went to the Tetons, and I had heard about this place called the Jumping Rock, and we had already been hiking that morning, and it's a pretty moderately strenuous hike to get to this jumping rock. And I remember really wanting to go, but being kind of nervous. Can I do that? Can I hike that far? I just decided I really want to do this. Like, it would just mean so much to me if I can make it to this jumping rock. And so we did. We took the whole family, hiked down to this jumping rock. My husband, myself, and my oldest daughter all jumped off of it. And I just remember feeling like I had the stamina to do that. It made me feel like, okay, I am on the other side now. I made it. I'm not going back. Now I can do pretty much within reason anything I want to do now. So my favorite health tip I'd like to share has to do with getting more vegetables in your diet. I'm always trying to find ways to consume more vegetables because I feel my best when I'm eating more vegetables at every meal. And so I like to buy packaged slaw mix or shredded cabbage or shredded broccoli slaw, and then whatever I'm cooking for that day, right in the same pan, I just throw it on there. I saute it up, and it is fantastic because I don't have to wash vegetables, I don't have to chop vegetables, and it's already cut up really small, so it cooks really fast, and you season it, and it's delicious. And so that's my way to sneak extra veggies in. To be health awake to me means being able to be an advocate for yourself and your family when it comes to your health care. I definitely think that there is a place for traditional medical care, especially in acute situations. I mean, my goodness, they saved my life when I had to have those surgeries. But I also think it's okay to push for further investigation to what the underlying cause of your issues are. And I think it's okay to question alternative treatment plans that maybe aren't a traditional medical approach. I'm no longer as passive as I used to be.